Hello, I'm here, top of Church Street, by Mark Bold Street End on this very busy, noisy Wednesday afternoon, travelling along Prescott Road, then on to Kensington, into our cherished city centre. Cultural change has transformed those once unique parts of Fairfield and Kensington into different places. Like with County Road, Breck Road, West Derby Road, the Scouse character, identity, status has been stripped away, ladies and gentlemen. It is there to see for all. Travel along there. If you don't believe me, you think Joe Owens is exaggerating, but I already know, you know I'm not exaggerating. You know exactly what is happening and what has been allowed to happen, as I've said, to those two once unique parts of Kensington and Fairfield. Prescott Road, one of the many Scouse Heartlands that's now vanished, right? It's shocking, it's disgraceful. Who's allowed this to happen? Ask yourself, who has allowed this to happen? Well, Paula Barker, the MP for there, Wavertree MP, Liam Robinson, councillor, Kensington and Fairfield, head of Liverpool City Council. They have allowed it, they've let it happen, they've given it their full blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's shocking. And did they ever once say to themselves, you know, don't you think this has gone a bit too far now? These two communities have been there generations. They're now different places. And don't anyone say, what are you on about, Joe? The same place. You must be walking along the wrong road, street, right? I'm not, right? Everyone knows what has happened. It is shocking, ladies and gentlemen, who has allowed this to happen. And they haven't uttered one word against the cultural transformation. Prescott Road, Fairfield and Kensington. They haven't uttered one word in opposition against it. They haven't passed any motions to council or wherever in Parliament. What's happening in Kenny? Fairfield's wrong, it's got to stop. Nothing. In fact, they're allowing the same change, transformation to continue with the blessing of Ian Bairn and Dan Gordon along County Road, Breck Road, West Derby Road. It is shocking, ladies and gentlemen. You can see what is happening. I don't care about Jimi Hendrix, right? You can see, look, I've got a good sense of humour. You can see what is happening, right? It's there for all to see, right? If you didn't have a good sense of humour, ladies and gentlemen, drive you insane this. What is happening to our city is not funny, right? They have just allowed it to happen. They don't care, right? How could you be an elected councillor and an MP and not care? They're there to be to care. That's what they were elected for. Well, I made you believe that's the case, right? It is shocking what is happening. As I've said, the Scouse Heartlands, Prescott Road being one of them, they are being stripped of their unique Scouse character, status and identity. That's what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone that says it isn't, as I've said, you're either in denial or you need Specsavers, right? County Road, like I've said, that is now losing its unique Walton character, status, identity. It was known for. Breck Road, that's losing its Anfield status, character and identity. West Derby Road is losing its Tobruk character, identity, status, and so on and so on. There's many more with that many dimension, right? The cultural change is underway, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not stopping. These reckless politicians are not going to stop it. They're going to allow it to continue. They're going to allow it to change more and more of Kensington. Sorry, I rephrased that. That's already changed. They're going to allow it to change more and more of County Road, Breck Road, West Derby Road, Stanley Road, have been told, Egbert Road, Penny Lane. Such a unique Scouse place like that, right? Yet they're remaining silent, ladies and gentlemen, as this transformation continues. What has happened along Kensington, or should I say along Kensington and Prescott Road? It's hideous. Sorry, I came along Prescott Road, but right at the very beginning, Old Swan, Childers Street, my auntie used to live there. Christ. This isn't stop, ladies and gentlemen, right? You know the outcome, right? We have the crystal ball, metaphorically speaking, remember. We know the outcome. We know the end result because we've watched it. We've watched it unfold. Birmingham, Leicester, London, and many other places have lost their unique status, character and identity. Changed forever. You can't let this happen here in our glorious city, right? This city belongs to us, our children, our grandchildren, and all those amazing Scousers yet to be born. To tell you the truth, I think he like spices me video up a bit. Jimi Hendrix, right? All the same, a video will be made, you know that, right? It has to be made. I have to do these videos. No one else does them. What's going to happen if I don't do them? No one else is going to do them. If no one else does them, then we're doomed, ladies and gentlemen. They'll just allow cultural change to finish us off. They don't care, right? If they cared, they'd be doing something about it, right? They wouldn't be remaining silent. Dan Carden remaining silent what's happening to County Road, right? Ian Bain silent as to what's happening to West Derby Road. Many others, Breck Road, all of them, right? Their respective councillors and MPs are remaining silent as these once proud Scouse communities are being hideously changed, because that's the word. Driving along Prescott Road in Kensington, they're being hideously changed. There is no other word, right? This isn't stop, ladies and gentlemen. Our city's doomed. The Scouse legacy will fall into the hands of new arrivals, their children and grandchildren, and not its rightful owners, inheritors, which are our children and grandchildren. All those amazing Scousers yet to be born, right? Cannot let this happen, right? We mustn't, right? We have a duty to pass the Scouse legacy down to our children and grandchildren, like our fathers and grandfathers passed it down to us. That's why I stand here, ladies and gentlemen, right? I stand here because I believe in my city, my fellow Scouse brothers and sisters, and I am worried and concerned about its long-term future. Just listening to Jimi Hendrix, he's quite good, isn't he? Hey. So anyway, like I say, on a more serious note, we have to stop this, right? We have to oppose what is happening to our glorious city, our cherished city centre. Scouse schools, Scouse children becoming a minority in those schools, dancing to the tune new arrivals have brought with them, and the culture they're now sinking here in our glorious city. We must oppose what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's not me having to go at anyone. I wish I didn't have to come down here. But if I don't, like I say, who's going to come down? Well, no one is. And if no one doesn't come down, then our city changes forever. Right, where it'll never, ever see its former Scouse glory ever again. Can't allow this to ever happen. Remember, say no to cultural change, yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud.